What the hell? All right, we got our short one before I know everybody's gonna go over to MC Tune when he starts. So hey, West Side Girl, hey, Surreal Cygnus, hey, Citizen Nine. So I know everybody's gonna go over to MC Tune. So this is a short one, and I had to do laundry today, so I couldn't stream earlier. So anyway, this is an older one. This is titled MC Tune's Fear for Triangles.
Can I bring up some of those
so that
citations for you?
Sure. Cherry pick.
Cherry pick. There's no cherry picking. It's just simply.
Oh, you're totally gonna cherry pick. We all know it. We all know you're gonna cherry pick. But go ahead.
Hey, Tinker.
Go ahead.
Okay, let me just pick up some of them, quickly open them for you. There's no cherry picking, but okay. Because you clearly say there's no trigonomic function for celestial navigation, correct?
No, I said there's no triangles. So try to keep it correct. There's no triangles in
so what's trigonometry?
Trigonometry is more than just triangles.
What's trigonometry?
You don't know that?
What's trigonometry?
What is
So he doesn't even know what trigonometry is.
trigonometry? You don't know it? Why are you trying to tell me what trigonometry is if you don't know what it is?
You're saying it's not triangles, so I want to know what's SOHCAHTOA?
I said it's not just triangles.
Is SOHCAHTOA triangle?
SOHCAHTOA is, but there's more to trigonometry than SOHCAHTOA.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4,
It's not just solving
6.
triangles. Do you know how a fast Fourier transform works?
No, go on. Explain.
Okay, sine and cosine are used in that. No triangles at all. Do you know how discrete cosine transforms?
But you see, we're talking about celestial navigation, which specifically works with trigonomic function of SOHCAHTOA.
Well, it does. Oh, well, just show the process. Go ahead.
Let me quickly get on screen.
And he never did show the process.
Can I share my screen? Okay. Let's just share my screen like that. Share. Okay. You can see what's going on here? Okay, I don't need this one yet. This is just the principle of six. I want to bring that up just now. Okay. Navigation of the stars. Okay, this is obviously different techniques. Talking about trigonometric was first used in navigation by 14th century.
Trigonometric. Yeah, okay.
Several navigation techniques can be identified in navigators' personal notebooks, including the table of the application of plane trigonometry.
Including the table of Mega. Listen to this.
Techniques can be identified.
He can't fucking read.
Identified navigators' personal notebooks, including the table of the application of plane trigonometry. You would agree plane trigonometry requires it to be a triangle?
No.
The application of plane trigonometry. You would agree plane trigonometry requires it to be a triangle?
Right. In many applications of trigonometry, the essential problem is the solution of triangles. Doesn't say it always. In many applications, meaning there are some applications that don't require it.
No.
The man reads on a 5th grade level, man. He has the understanding of a 3-year-old.
Plane trigonometry.
Don't know that it's not specifying it here. It's just giving a little bit of
plane trigonometry requires it to be on the same plane. In other words, so if I'm making an angle measurement over a plane,
okay.
Yeah, a circle can be on the same plane, right?
We can also use the Pythagorean theorem to find the distance between any 2 points on a Cartesian coordinate plane.
Right. This has nothing to do with celestial navigation.
Let's pick 2 points, the first with coordinates x1, y1, and the second with coordinates x2, y2. But when we draw horizontal and vertical lines through the points, you can probably see where we're going. Since the new lines are perpendicular, the triangle is a right triangle, and we can apply the Pythagorean theorem.
So he asked to show him how celestial navigation uses trigonometry. And he shows how trigonometry is used. Not in celestial navigation, just how it's used.
Well, bring up the process.
Okay.
Let's look at the process.
This is one, navigation for the stars.
Bring it up.
Trigonometry.
Yeah, bring it up. Bring up the process that they used in that.
We're still getting there.
You're a little. Why are you scared to bring up the process that they used?
We're still getting there. Trigonometry
processes. You're just cherry picking. You're proving me right by cherry picking.
Yeah, he is cherry picking. Yes, he's cherry picking applications that don't have anything to do with celestial navigation.
Process or celestial navigation or astronavigation subject to presentation of maths curriculum, blah blah blah.
Bring it up. Let's look at how it's done.
I'm just first giving you all the citations showing that they do use trigonometry.
No, you're not. You're not giving citations that say they use trigonometry. You're giving citations of trigonometry. It's not showing how it's used in celestial navigation. Is my mic low? What was my mic low? It's as loud as it can get. It's as loud as it can get. Sorry.
Well,
I'll try and talk louder.
Just show how it's done there, Flatzoid.
Trigonometry.
Let's look at how they do it. Why don't you want to show how it's done?
Because he can't. He can't because he doesn't know how. He's just parroting other people.
With trigonometry.
Who also don't know how it's used.
Okay.
Let's bring it up. Come on. Oh,
I've got it up.
Bring it up.
Trigonometry is used in navigation.
No, bring up the process. Bring up the process.
Yes, trigonometry is used to set directions such as north, south, east, and west. It tells you what direction to take with the compass to get on a straight direction. It's used in navigation in order to pinpoint a location. It's also used to find the distance of the shore from a point at sea. See, that's not celestial navigation, Flatzoid.
Let's look at the process.
You saying we don't use trigonometry. I'm showing we do use trigonometry. That's the argument right now.
I'm happy to go through the process in this book where there are no triangles involved. But you're saying there's triangles involved in the process, but you're not showing the process. Go ahead, show it where it's happening. You're not showing the process. Go ahead, show it where it's happening.
So what did he zoom in on? Let's start with the basic geometry. Geometry, if we got a right triangle and one angle is 90, we know either the length of two sides or the length of an angle. Then we can calculate the unknown side or angle using the triangle as an example. We get these relationships.
Process. Go ahead, show it where it's happening. We're not showing the process. Go ahead, show it where it's happening. Can you show the step-by-step process of celestial navigation using triangles? Go ahead.
He can't. He can't.
Let's first start with a little bit of background about lines of position in general and what they mean. When we talk
Now this is interesting. Now this is showing the process, right? This is him showing the process, I guess.
Talk about a line of position. We're just talking about some place on the earth that we know we are, or more specifically, where we were. Imagine a case in which you're floating out there on the ocean and you have a lighthouse on an island, and you want to help figure out where you are using that lighthouse. Celestially, a bearing is known as an azimuth. So we'll come back to that later. But if I use my compass...
Oh, what's funny is he's showing this, right? But if you go down to the comments, you can measure 50 degrees to the top of the lighthouse from a dinghy 300 yards away, too. It doesn't mean it's 2,400 nautical miles away. How does the sextant know the difference? That's an exceptionally well worded question. Stealing. Ever heard of false equivalence? Really? You're the one who equivocated it, Flatzoid. Yes, it's a false equivalence because with the lighthouse, it's not celestial navigation. But you're showing this as an example of celestial navigation, right, Flatzoid? Right? So you saying it's a false equivalence? It isn't, because you're using that to, I guess, try and show how celestial navigation works. So you're just a fucking liar, man. Hey, Steve. Hey, Petey.
And I take a bearing of that lighthouse. I could then go onto the chart and draw a line kind of...
See, he just lies and lies and lies and lies. He doesn't care.
Backwards from the lighthouse, and I know I'm somewhere on that line. And when we do celestial navigation, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it for not the lighthouses on Earth, but the lighthouses in the sky. For terrestrial or land or water, Earth-based navigation would be using...
Hey, Jack of all trades, good to see you here.
Geometry to help figure something out. Because if you knew the height of this light...
Ah, there you go, Flatzoid. See what he said there? The height of the light. That's important.
And they're always listed on the chart. And you had some tool to help you measure the angle between the bottom and the top of that light. You could create a little triangle here. and it's a right triangle. You could create a little triangle here, and it's a right triangle.
But see, that's not celestial navigation, Flatzoid. You said it down here. The lighthouse is not celestial navigation. So why are you showing this? Huh?
It's a right angle, assuming the lighthouse is built straight, of course. So if you could measure this angle right here, call it maybe theta, that's like a mathematical angle, and you knew this angle right here, and that means you can figure out this angle right here, and if you knew the height,
If you knew the height,
and you can figure out your distance using that method. So we don't often do that in navigation because we've got radar and we've got charts and we've got compasses that give us lines of position, which are easier. But this is a valid technique. And when you think about celestial navigation, we're not necessarily doing that, but the principle of triangles and angles and right angles and figuring out sides and everything is definitely helpful when it comes to a celestial site reduction process.
They sign and
Can you
cosine.
show the step
all right, knowing your location, knowing your approximate location it makes it easier when you're doing a site reduction.
step-by-step process of celestial navigation using triangles? Go ahead.
We could do the same thing. We could set up, an angle between us, the horizon, and the sun, and it's going to turn into a big triangle that we could solve geometrically.
They sign and
Can you
cosine.
show the step-by-step process of celestial navigation using triangles? Go ahead.
The
Hey, Aid.
horizon and the
Hey, Stanley.
sun, and it's going to turn
Hey, Davey Mo. A lot of people here.
into a big triangle that we could solve geometrically. A big triangle that we could solve geometrically. A big triangle that we could solve geometrically.
Okay, you take a measurement to the celestial object, correct?
Go ahead.
An angular measurement. I'm going
You
to
don't,
draw.
you don't need to keep.
I think I'm
you don't
gonna
have to
draw
keep
it.
asking me. Just go ahead and show the
I'm going
process
to-
of doing
I'm
celestial
going
navigation.
I need you to concede when I do these things. That's why I'm doing
No, buddy. Nobody's going to concede to you.
it this way.
No.
Yes, yeah.
He kept saying I had to concede when I debated him.
Okay. When we take an angular measurement to a star, let's say in the sky here, we are on the ocean floor or, on a ship or whatever, it doesn't matter. We're using a nautical sextant, so obviously on a little boat.
Yeah, on a flat Earth. So you're doing this on a flat Earth, Flatzoid. You have to know the height of the star or the sun or whatever this is. You have to know the height.
Okay. And we're going to take an angular reading to the star, correct? Would you agree about that?
Keep going.
Okay. Now we got two straight lines.
Actually, you have two rays. They're not lines. When you're dealing with angles, it's called a ray or a leg. It's not a line.
Going out that way. You would agree that we have an
Yeah, I saw the picture. It's supposed to work better with like a tea light because the tea light can get lower and you can get it closer. But yeah, it looked good.
90 degree.
No,
We don't
that's
have a
not 90. That's less than 90.
We don't have a 90.
That's not 90 there.
No, that's less than 90, buddy.
No, that's less than 90.
That's not
me.
There it is.
90. That's not 90.
Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's 90.
we
yeah,
have a 90.
between-
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah, at that point. Yeah.
Great. And the star has a 90 as well, correct?
That's it. That's presuming what you're doing is presuming that the Earth is flat.
That's how
Yes, you're presuming the Earth is flat, Flatzoid.
it's
You're making an
working.
assumption.
No,
You're
this
making an
is-
assumption on this.
This is how the trigonometry works, mate.
You don't know how trigonometry works, man.
Bodies whose geographic positions will be hundreds or even thousands of miles away from your own position.
On a sphere. There you go, Flatzoid. You're showing a sphere to prove that the Earth is flat? Is that what you're doing?
Theoretically, you could use the first method to plot
I mean, dude, you can't even cherry pick successfully. Holy shit.
your line of position.
So you say,
let's-
but you're. This is just your
Let's-
claim. You're not actually showing the process of
let's-
celestial navigation
let's say-
from a citation that you brought up.
Let-
you're
let's
just
say-
you're just inventing this process that is is not based on the books that you were referencing.
I see star A.
And this right here, this guy's channel, this guy retracted it and said and agreed that he made a mistake.
Say at 50 degrees. 50
So Flatzoid's using a video that has been debunked by the guy that made it.
degrees
That's how
above the horizon.
that's how dishonest this piece of shit is.
Now, how would I get that measurement? Okay. So the way I would get that measurement is using a nautical instrument. You've probably seen it. I'm going to try to sketch it real quick. It's called a sextant. And I go to this book and I'm saying, okay, it's 6 p.m. and I'm looking at star A. And the book would tell me, well, star A should be located at this position, okay, at 6 p.m. Okay, at 6 p.m., you should be seeing star A directly over your head, 90 degrees, right? So if I'm standing out here in the middle of the ocean at this position, okay, not where I'm at, okay, at this particular position, I would see star A directly above my head at 90 degrees. So with those two pieces of information, okay, I can use some trigonometry. Okay, this is going to be a right angle. I have a degree here. I have a location here. Well, the only way you can do that is that you have to be a certain distance away from its location at 6 p.m. Okay? And it's basically going to build us a little circle here. So let's just make a number up. Let's say in order to see star A at 50 degrees, okay, at 6 p.m. at night, you have to be 900 miles away to be able to see that observation.
Let's say I measured an angle to the star at 50 degrees.
Right. So what's the height of the star?
Okay? You would agree
Okay.
that's 50 degrees. Okay, to the star.
Not to scale, that's fine.
But yeah, it's not to scale, obviously. Okay?
Yeah.
We measured 50. What's the internal sum of a triangle? 180.
180.
So that would give
Yeah.
us 40, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so if we use the math anyway to just verify this, 90 minus the measured angle gives us the altitude, the elevation angle, which is 40, times 60 nautical miles, which gives...
Why? Why 60 nautical miles? See, that's a spherical Earth measurement, Flatzoid. That's based on the circumference of the Earth. That's what 60 nautical miles is. If you take 60, multiply it by 360, you're going to get the circumference of the Earth, of the spherical Earth.
gives us our distance.
But on a flat Earth, you need to know the altitude of whatever you're sighting to. So, yeah. So he doesn't know celestial navigation. He thinks he does, but all he does is parrot other flat earthers like Nathan Oakley and 10th Man and idiots like that. But, yeah, I thought that was interesting. So anyway, we're about 9 minutes from MC Tunes, so I'm gonna let you guys go. And thanks for coming. And as always, be